All right, let's take a look at another two-step word problem. First, let's read the math problem. Brody has 408 basketball cards. Marcus has 189 fewer cards than Brody. How many basketball cards do the boys have in all? Cubes, 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 cubes. Remember, in cubes, our C stands for circle the numbers. U is for underlining the question. B is for boxing the keywords. E is for eliminate extra information. And S is to go ahead and set up and solve. So first we're going to start with our C. C is for circle the numbers. We have 408 and 189. U stands for underlining the question. The question states, how many basketball cards do the boys have in all? B stands for boxing the keywords. I see the keyword fewer, and I see the keyword in all. I know that fewer tells me to subtract, and I know that in all often tells me to add. In all is interesting because in the future it could mean to multiply or even to divide, and you have to look at other words in order to tell. But in today's question, we know that in all means to add. But what keyword do we use first? We're always going to look for the kissing keyword, or the number that's kissing, or the number that's kissing the keyword, or the keyword that's kissing the number. For example, I see that the keyword fewer is kissing the 189. So I know that I'm going to use the keyword fewer first. I know that fewer means to subtract. So I'm going to look at my two numbers and I'm going to decide which number goes on top. I know that when I subtract, the biggest number always goes on top. So I'm going to put 408 on the top because I know it is bigger than 189. And good mathematicians always line them up. Let's go ahead and solve our very first equation. What's 8 minus 9? I can't do that. I know that 8 is smaller than 9. I know that if I had 8 cupcakes, I couldn't give away 9. So let's go borrow from our neighbor. So Mr. 8 goes over to Mr. 0 and says, Mr. 0, can I borrow 10? He's going to say, oh man, I'm so sorry, but I don't have any to give away. But wait, let me go ask my neighbor and see if they will let me borrow from them. So Mr. 0 goes over to Mr. 4 and says, Mr. 4, can I borrow 10? And he's going to say, sure. And the 4 turns into a 3 and the 0 turns into a 10. Looking back at my ones column, again, I ask myself, what's 8 minus 9? Well, I can't do that because 8 is smaller than 9. So I'm going to go back over and I'm going to ask my tens column. So Mr. 8 goes over to my 10 and says, Mr. 10, now can I borrow 10? He's going to say, sure. And the 10 turns into a 9. And the 8, who borrowed 10, now turns into an 18. Let's go ahead and subtract. What's 18 minus 9 over here in my ones column? I know that 18 minus 9 is equal to 9, so I record it. Coming over to my tens column, what's 9 minus 8? 9 minus 8 is equal to 1, so I'm going to record it in my tens column. Lastly, I'm going to look at my hundredths column. What's 3 minus 1? I know it's equal to 2, so my number is 219. Now, because I have more than one keyword, I know that I'm going to have more than one step. But before I do that, I want to make sure that I cross off the kissing keywords. Let's cross off the word fewer and the number 189 because I already used them. I already have worked through that problem. Let's look at the second keyword. I see that the second keyword is in all, and I know that in all today means to add. Now I'm going to look at the numbers that I haven't used yet. I'm going to take the answer that I solved, 219 that I already have, and the number 408 because it hasn't been crossed off. It's not kissing a keyword. And good mathematicians always line them up. So I've got 9 plus 8, which is equal to 17. Let's regroup the 1. 1 plus 0 is equal to 1 plus 1 more, which is equal to 2. And then 2 plus 4, which is equal to 6. The question said, how many basketball cards do the boys have in all? I know that they have 627 basketball cards, or just cards, as my final answer.